Giannis is the new face of the NBA. And I got to be honest with you. I think the NBA is incredibly lucky because LeBron James's divisive brand of NBA, which has torn down, let's be honest, it has completely torn down the positive legacy of Magic and Larry, of Michael Jordan, of Kobe Bryant, superstars who tried to appeal to everyone with their excellence. And now you've got LeBron James, who has followed the social media lead. I've said this for a long time. I wrote it in my book. I think LeBron was frustrated because he recognized that he was never going to have the appeal of Michael Jordan. And they kept seeing Michael Jordan sell way more shoes, and they kept seeing the Jordan brand be way more popular than LeBron. And so about 2/3 of the way through LeBron's career, they said, you've got to change your marketing plan. You are not trying to be Michael Jordan anymore, because they recognized that LeBron was never going to surpass Michael Jordan in popularity. They said, hey man, you're going to be Muhammad Ali. And so LeBron transparently became a woke social justice warrior and tried to ally himself with Muhammad Ali. Now the difference is Muhammad Ali actually took stands that risked something, right? Giving up his heavyweight title, potentially going to jail, standing up against the Vietnam War. LeBron's never taken a stand that risked anything. And that ties in with the new movie that is out, Space Jam 2, because LeBron wanted to make Space Jam 2, I think, because he wanted to surpass Michael Jordan. Well, Space Jam 1, way more viewers. It's going to be way more profitable. I haven't spent a lot of time breaking down the viewership of either in terms of watching the movies and comparing them. But LeBron refused to stand up for basic human rights because he wanted, I think, making a very poor decision. He wanted to make a decision that he wanted Space Jam 2 to be on in China. That was why he defended Chairman Xi in China. That was why he refused to support Daryl Morey and Hong Kong democracy. LeBron actually ripped the First Amendment. And that's why he hasn't said anything about China's flagrant human rights violations. He shut up and dribbled for Chairman Xi and refused to speak truth to power. And guess what? They still didn't put Space Jam 2 on in Chinese theaters, which means LeBron's going to lose $100 million or more for HBO Max over that released movie, Space Jam 2. Because if it ever opens in China, who knows when that is actually going to be? It may never open in China. If it ever opens in China, it is going to make a fraction of the money that they needed it to make to be a profitable movie, because so many people out there are already going to have pirated it or watched it elsewhere. So this is, I believe, a testament to how far LeBron James is from Muhammad Ali. And I would give him credit 100% if he came out and he said, hey, I support democracy and human rights around the world, particularly in China, for the people of Taiwan and the people of Hong Kong. Very easy to say. I just said it. It's the truth of what I believe. LeBron won't say it because he's shutting up and dribbling for China, and he's trying to make as much money as he can. I don't begrudge anybody making as much money as they can. That is capitalism. But don't sell me on how brave you are or how woke you are when you won't actually speak truth to power if it impacts your pocketbook in any way. Why am I talking about LeBron and Space Jam 2 collapsing? Because it's a story that no one else is discussing, but also because I think it ties in with the NBA getting lucky. I think Giannis is everything LeBron James is not. He's hardly active on social media at all. When he is, it's effervescent, it's fun. Do you know what Giannis did today to celebrate winning the title? He went to Chick-fil-A and he ordered 50 mini biscuits. He scored 50 points. He went to Chick-fil-A and he ordered 50 mini biscuits this morning. Also mixed, and I got to be honest with you, interesting move. He mixed lemonade and he also mixed Sprite, which I think we now have to call the Giannis. I don't know what that tastes like, But I got to tell you, I find Giannis impossible not to really, really like. I love his story. Discovered on the streets of Greece playing soccer at the age of 13. They bring him in, start playing basketball. He's only played basketball for 13 years of his life right now. And he is, I believe, the new face of the NBA. I think he's a phenomenal asset for the league. I actually even went and looked. Who does he follow on social media? I thought this was really interesting. On Twitter, he follows his family and Elon Musk, which I thought was actually really cool that he is, and we don't know a lot about him personally yet. I think we'll start to learn more and more about him personally. But I thought that was really kind of cool that he only followed 7 people on Twitter, his family members and Elon Musk. I like the idea that he's not super active on Twitter, that he's not always trying to make political statements. I think, in addition to the fact that he went out and scored 50 in a closeout game and put the Milwaukee Bucks on his shoulders, he's the new face of the league. I think he is a phenomenal face of the league. I think there's the possibility that you could have Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson 2.0 for the NBA, which would be a lot more entertaining. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. I love that Giannis stayed in Milwaukee. He could have gone to California or New York or Florida, big cities on the East and West Coast where NBA players typically flock to. Instead, he stayed in Milwaukee, one of, if you polled the NBA players, I think, one of the least desirable cities they would stay to live in. And after 50 years, he brought a title back to Milwaukee. I love that he stayed there. I love that he pulled off the title. I thought that and believe that the NBA has gotten incredibly lucky that he's the face of their franchise. Now, it's not going to help the ratings for a while. The NBA is trying to go full George Costanza and pretend that the 2020 basketball season never happened. Black Lives Matter is off the basketball court. There's no social justice warrior statements. Everybody's trying to avoid making political comments everywhere across the entirety of the NBA because whether they admit it or not, they recognize that they have turned off a huge segment of the United States population. But if they're smart, they will push LeBron James off the NBA stage, let him kind of continue to spiral off into ridiculousness on social media, and instead let Giannis be the new face of the league. I think that will be a fantastic move if they allow it to happen.